About a year ago, I was introduced to True Niagen, a supplement specifically designed to boost a key cellular resource called NAD. That's short for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. And I was really impressed with the research that showed that increased NAD levels can promote cellular repair, maintain healthy mitochondria, and increase energy throughout the trillions of cells in our body. I've been taking True Niagen ever since, and I am truly persuaded, which is why I'm so excited to welcome them back to the program. Let's get into how True Niagen works. From age 40 to 60, humans can experience a 50% decline in NAD, leaving our cells with a shortage of that incredibly valuable energy resource. Additionally, things like immune stress, poor diet, even alcohol consumption can all deplete our cell NAD levels. Research suggests that increased NAD can support cellular defense against these physiological stressors. True Niagen is designed to boost NAD levels and is backed by clinical research and regulatory approvals. Now, while the research is still evolving, I am truly impressed by the possibilities surrounding NAD and the research behind True Niagen. And I suggest you check out their information for yourself. To learn more about the research, science, and to order your supply of True Niagen supplement, visit drdrew.com/TrueNiagen and use the code DREW at checkout for a special discount on orders of 3 bottles or more. So that's my website, drdrew.com/TRUNIAGEN, and use the code DREW today.
Our laws, as it pertains to substances, are draconian and bizarre. Psychopaths start this way. He was an alcoholic because of social media and pornography, PTSD, love addiction, fentanyl and heroin. Ridiculous. I'm a doctor, for sake. Where the hell do you think I learned that? I'm just saying. You go to treatment before you kill people. I am a clinician. I observe things about these chemicals. Let's just deal with what's real. We used to get these calls on Loveline all the time. Educate adolescents and to prevent and to treat. You have trouble you can't stop and you want help stop it, I can help. I got a lot to say. I got a lot more to say.
And welcome, everybody. I'm starting fully masked because Mr. Andy Dick has to show me his papers before I unmask. We have George Papadopolous, Tom Arnold, Simona Mangiante coming in. We got a whole lot of stuff coming out. Thank you to our sponsor, True Niagen, drdrew.com/TrueNiagen. He's getting his papers, so I'm starting to feel more secure. Don't forget Dr. Drew After Dark with Christina P., Tom Segura from Your Mom's House, also me and Adam Carolla on the Adam and Dr. Drew Show. And the Dr. Drew podcast has been released from behind a paywall, so you can see all those previous shows. Let's see. Don't forget, on weeknights, I do a 7 p.m. show on Fox 11.
Susan.
Yes, give those to Susan. And finally, Andy Dick, Cameo superstar. He came without his slide whistle today, so I'm a little bit disappointed. We are social distancing. I'm about to take his temperature to make sure everything's okay. Just turn your head sideways.
Well, no. I'd rather bend over.
97.3. No, we're not going to do a rectal.
Stuck in the wrong place.
Not a rectal temperature today. No rectal
that's
temperature.
More
I'm sorry.
accurate. Comes to me.
Please do support people that support the show. In fact, Andy saw the True Niagen commercial. I was talking to him off the air. And here you go, buddy. There's maybe some anti-COVID activity in that, too.
I need it.
So I know you
Hold
do.
it up next to your face, Andy.
Oh, hi. It's masked. It's the mask Andy Dick. Where am I?
We're going to have a bunch of guests today.
I need it.
So Andy, what should we plug today for you?
Well,
before we start.
We can just talk about Cameo. First,
Cameo.
tell me more. All I heard is something that this helps with alcohol. And I'm like, well, I should just take the whole
NAD
bottle
is
right
good.
now.
NAD, if you can boost your NAD levels, you're doing something good for alcoholic liver and maybe alcohol withdrawal. And it has some anti-senescent effects, so your cells may not age so quickly.
NAD.
Take two.
It's true NAD.
Take two.
That's what it.
Andy, just two. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
okay.
two.
And I have food in me.
Drew, you can take your mask off. He's covered. He's fine.
Well, I don't want to expose him. See, I'm
I'm fine.
All right.
You're good.
Look at him.
Yeah.
He's covered head to toe.
So I can
that's
take
true.
mine off, right? Is that what you're saying?
I think it's okay with me. At least I don't know.
over it.
I'm not splashing.
I triple. Let me get some. I
triple cover.
Yeah, I got this.
Okay, good.
Just don't spit on each other.
And then this. I should take this one off too.
We are gonna. Are you okay?
No, I'm taking the one that
Pants
really. I heard it can come through.
You're murking. Are we gonna hear from the?
Take a whiff of that.
Oh my God.
Are we gonna hear from the bitches of the century today?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Well, Tim Walsh is here.
Mm-hmm. Tim looks great, by the way. I haven't seen him in a few years.
He's taking the nads.
Tell me more. And what are we gonna hear?
Tim, you better. We might as well do.
Do you have more?
Not
like?
Yet.
Do you have? Like, you used to do AIDS songs.
The Rolling Rocks thing.
You used to do AIDS songs. Do you have like?
Remember the AIDS song?
Do you have like COVID songs now?
No, we haven't been getting together because of all of this. Oh, yeah. I mean, we could, I guess, do it online. Should I get rid of I'm not doing a commercial.
No, let's put it down. You take it home with you. It's fine. You take 2 a day.
I can have this?
Yeah, take 2 a day.
You said it really does. I feel like I'm doing a commercial, but it really works.
I'm persuaded. I like the science, and I take it myself.
What?
That's it.
Just real
And
quick, just because I'm curious. That thing with alcohol, what does it do?
Yeah, it's again, it's the oxidation reduction state of the liver, essentially, and it enhances repair.
My liver hurts.
Yeah. Have you been drinking lately?
No.
Really?
Nope.
You scare me when you do. You really, really, really scare me. I'm not kidding.
We've drank together. It wasn't, well.
I don't know. We had.
Yes, we
years
did.
ago.
Yeah, I remember I got pulled out.
Yeah, but.
I just remembered.
But I.
Yanked out, carried out.
Yeah.
I remember saying, Doctor, help me.
Will you explain what happened and what you did?
After you grabbed my boob.
You know what? This interview's over. This is COVID couture, by the way. I try to match.
Here, somebody has a recovery question. Can we take it?
Yeah.
All right.
Of course.
Because we have calls coming in
Yeah,
too.
people are saying, "Oh, I saw you at a bar." Well, first of all, there's no bars.
9842 Dr. Drew. No, when you get going, Daddy, you know you're a scary dude, right?
I think I'm scarier when I'm now because
No,
I
no,
take
no,
the
no, no.
nootropics.
No, you're fine.
I can like flip
Ben.
out.
Hi,
Okay,
Ben. You're
go
on with
ahead,
Andy
Ben.
Dick. Ben? Wait, hold on.
Susan.
Ben, can you hear us?
How's my hair looking? I look crazy.
Hi, Ben.
No wonder this is-
I hear him there. We can hear
Hey,
him.
Dr. Drew.
Hey, buddy. What's happening?
Oh, not much, man. I'm kind of starstruck. I'm a big fan of yours for a long time over a lot of platforms. Pretty much for me, it goes back to when I was very much an active drinker without knowledge of my disease or admittance of it anyways. And I started watching Celebrity Rehab, and I've been a fan of yours ever since.
Oh, nice. See, Andy will help people.
You do.
Well, but
yeah,
your willingness to share your
now
story
I'm-
helps too.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I've got some sponsees and whatnot. I've been, if I make it the next month without a drink, I'll be 2 years sober.
Wow.
You know, and Ben, is it harder now with all the quarantine stuff? Because I'm seeing a lot of escalated alcohol use. Is that bothering you too?
It had a little bit, but luckily I'm far enough into this to know how to deal with isolation before I go elsewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good.
I've got lots of friends that I check with every day, and they check with me, and and I've got a girlfriend that is not an alcoholic, but she is in support of me for sure.
Great.
So the question I have is, I'm currently, and have been for probably 5 or 6 years, maybe a little longer, on Wellbutrin, Lexapro, and recently, instead of guanfacine, I moved over to Strattera.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just wondering if it ever gets legalized in my state, and I have it under the medical supervision of my psychiatrist, would something with a low dose THC or CBD just demolish my sobriety or put me in danger of that? Or what's your opinion? I mean, I have my thoughts, but
I have
I'd
no
love your
problem.
opinion.
Yeah, I have no problem with the CBDs, and I don't think you'll feel very much as compared to you're on some pretty strong medications, and I completely endorse what your psychiatrist is doing. He's avoiding psychostimulants with the guaifenesin and the Strattera, and that to me is it's just sort of a signal that he knows what he's doing, treating somebody with alcoholism. So good, stay with him. But the CBD is not likely to do too much for you with all those medications, and the THC I do not sign off on. Anything that activates your reward system, I worry about. So it just starts you down a path. So I would say CBD if you want to try it, and THC no. Okay.
all right. Yeah, man. I appreciate your time with me, man. And like I said, I'm a long-time fan, and I appreciate your advice and everything you've done for people in our community, and not just I'm talking about addiction, not just alcoholism. You're just a beacon, and
Well, it's very kind,
you
Ben.
help more people than you think, even if you don't talk to them.
It's very kind, Ben. I appreciate you calling today. You stay well, okay, man?
All right, thank you, brother. Have a good one.
All right. Andy, you're over there spinning like a top, man. I feel like,
I know.
what's going on? Are you okay?
I took the nootropics.
And?
I need to get on the internet, and your wife is like, you know,
I don't know what she's raving about. Maybe she could, yeah, she's.
Can you? I need to get on the internet. See, now everything's stopped.
I know.
Let's stop for a little bit.
All right, let's just take a break. Just take a
Susan
break.
Kinski break. But seriously, if you can get me on the internet. Well,
There's a lot of requests on the restream for your slide whistle. Is it here?
great. No, Tim supposed to have one in his good car.
You
Blame
got
it
one in
on
your
Tim
car?
Walsh. I'll stab him with a pencil again.
You don't have a
Wait,
slide
can I
whistle.
say a couple things? Because
Please.
you had your
Let's do
monologue
it.
about with Ben. I love Ben. He sounds like me, right? That Ben guy. That's me, and I know exactly what he's asking and doing because it's like
He's making deals. He's making deals. I know. I know how it works.
God, he's good.
Yeah.
Now, can I do a little bit of this? And will that really affect me? And will it break my sobriety?
Do you know how many conversations you and I have had like that?
Oh,
About
thousands.
Yes.
Yes, for real.
1,000.
Yeah, I still.
And by the way, my
Still
friend, a
ask.
lot of it has been around sex and relationships too.
I know. In fact, I was going to say your whole. Can I say?
Yeah.
Oh, your whole goddamn opening was it about me? Were you talking to me? Is that always your opening?
No, it was not. But it was always my opening. We didn't make one specially for you.
It's like all my problems.
I know.
If anybody says, "What's your fuck?" Can I say fuck? Can I say swear?
Yeah, I think. I mean, well, Caleb, we're worried that
If somebody
YouTube will
says
toss
they
us
say
off.
this to me, what did you say?
You're afraid that YouTube will kick us off if you do too much swearing.
well, if people say this,
gratuitous
a lot.
swearing.
They say, Andy, what's your goddamn problem? I can just say, watch the opening to Dr. Drew. That's a whole medical. Like you hit them all.
I hit all yours.
You
That's
hit
true.
them all. That guy Ben.
Yes.
Not only are we just birds of a feather, cut from the same cloth.
Yes.
He hits on what I've been saying because like I you're right, I'm wired like a top. I'm like a spider on a frying pan.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Not all the time. It's because I did my coffee enema, right? And my today, this morning. So there was no organic. Okay, I know you hate all my fun crap. It's fun.
It's okay with me. It's you replace one compulsion with another.
That's my point. So like I was freaking out that I had no organic coffee. I'm not sure if my roommates are taking it or I just really
And see, you understand how insane that is relative to taking a
Yes,
poison in
doctor,
high quantity
I'm not asking
alcohol.
you for advice.
I'm just saying. We just look at that thinking. I need my organic coffee enema or this second, or I'm going to die. Versus pouring a carcinogen alcohol through your system on a regular basis and not being concerned about that. Okay. Clearly I bummed Randy's high.
No. Wait, I don't understand what you're saying. You're saying that it's better to just drink coffee here and there.
I'm saying
That's what you just said.
no. I'm trying to get your thinking adjusted, which is what I've been.
That's not going to happen.
I know.
So, but here's what I was going to say is that so no organic coffee, and you're right. I need my effing coffee in my ass. Okay, now I'm doing Dr. Drew. This is very important because I want to up my cameos. That's I got to make money. I got to put some bread and butter on
cameos.
everything.
Good.
Because I'm doing keto. So I regularly do put. No, not yet. Not bread.
Are you doing keto?
Butter. Yeah, a lot of butter, a lot of ghee.
Andy.
But wait, I got to finish. I went to the coffee because this is about Ben. The guy was just talking.
Go ahead, finish.
Ben.
Go ahead, finish.
Ben was talking about trying to make a deal and all that.
Yeah.
And I just got in my car and went to Starbucks. One of those ones that you can. Well, all of them you have to. I don't go to Starbucks. I have my own beans, organic, and I grind them and I make my coffee and I pop it up there. My bum. And I went, and there was a guy behind me and a line behind. There was a line just to get the beans, the organic beans, and the guy right behind me. And I like when they're like this, happy and nice. A lot of people are just mean.
But not you.
No,
you're good. You're good.
Like first I tried to get it at Whole Foods, the organic beans. Walked 1.5 miles this morning to go to Whole Foods so I could be on point. For
So you're saying you're so jacked because of the coffee?
Yeah, but I'm trying to relate it to Ben because what happened is I was walking to Whole Foods, couldn't find it. I'm like, where is it? I asked this guy, had him ask, nice young Asian guy who's reading a little paper. And I said, sir, I know the Whole Foods is like right around here. Do you know where it is? And he looked up at me. I just looked right back down to his paper. Like, what? People are being weird.
Did you have your mask on?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
And he did too.
So you did a...
That's not the thing that happened with Ben. So now I'm in line. The guy right behind me is being nice. So I'm like, oh, let's talk. I'm finally a nice guy.
Okay.
And then I'm like, I like to do market research. I was in market research when I was like really young. I was that guy in the mall saying, would you like cereal? Would you come in the back room with me and try this cereal? I was like 15, 16. So I do market research. I learned how to do it. And I asked this guy.
Did something happen to you when you were 15, 16? The guy pulled you in the back room?
No, I was the guy.
Oh.
Asking people to come in the back room with me.
Okay.
You would go. No, so with Ben, I was like, the line to Starbucks was so long. I was the first one there, I guess. And then right away, boom, 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 they started lining up. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the coffee in my blood. I wouldn't be talking so bad. So I said to the guy, have they, because I don't go to Starbucks. I get my own and this and that. Has there been an increase in coffee consumption? And he's like, I don't know, and I said, because I know from friends that there's been an increase in alcohol consumption.
Right.
And he said, yeah, I'm supposed to be at church right now with my daughter, but I'm gonna drink coffee and drink beer.
Interesting. All the deal making, all the substitutions of one substance for another. We're gonna have Tom Arnold in here a little bit later too to talk about the same thing. But you did a special version of the Tiger King.
Oh, yes. Wait, you're not going to show that because it's supposed to be a secret.
Well, I want to bring in someone who helped you on that.
Oh, the producer. He's great. Or who?
Simona Mangiante.
Oh, she's in it.
She's in it. There they are with her husband, George Papadopolous. Surprise, Andy.
Oh, my God. It's like, yeah. Oh, I thought she was going to be here.
No, she's good. She's in Chicago right now.
Chicago. How are you, my tiger man?
She changed the thing, and she actually helped rewrite things. She called me the exotic tiger. No, she changed it to erotic tiger.
What's in your mind?
George, how are you, man?
Doing great. Hey, you know what, Drew? Every time I come on, we're always in our clothes. I swear I thought I was going to change it this time, but you're wearing gray. I'm doing gray. Last time it was the sweaters.
It's really kind of weird, but we're sort of in mind meld that way. How's your podcast going?
Doing good. Everything's going great. We're just here quarantined now like everybody else. Chicago's a little more shut than other cities, but, just have a little visiting family out here and excited for Simona. With the show with Andy. I saw some of the pictures. It's just incredible.
It's so funny.
Life is it's incredible at the moment.
And yeah, it's so much fun. And I really like it. Was so funny because we were improvising with my accent, and I took something wrong. Kids.
With her accent.
I know. She says, you just said accent. And she was talking about her teeth. She was improvising something about her. Said the monster. She calls them monsters.
The tigers. The tiger's teeth.
Monster, the tiger's teats. And she was saying teats. But that's how she says it.
It's fantastic. So I can't wait to see this, by the way. Andy, how can we see
Can
that?
I just say hi? I want you to say hi to Simona.
Oh.
It's the producer. It's Mike Hermosa. Remember Mike Hermosa? Come in.
How are you?
No.
Come closer to Andy, I'm afraid.
It's the upper one. No,
Hi.
upper shot.
Oh yeah, right there.
That one.
Oh,
There it is.
There you are.
How you doing?
Very well. I can't wait to keep going on, guys. And I had so much fun. And I was just laughing about my accent, that worked perfectly, finally. It's naturally comic.
We should send her some, because we don't want to leak it out, but we'll send you
Some
a
footage.
little thing of you.
That's just for my eyes.
So do you know her history?
No, I didn't know.
So-
I asked. Listen to this, you guys. I asked Susan. Look, I changed the script the night before. Every night before, I'm changing on the set. You know how I was changing things left and right. And I said, we need an executive. I want her to literally said sexy. I would think I want a foreign accent. And within seconds, she said your name. And I still didn't know. She just said, call Simona. Didn't know. Called her up. Then it slowly came out that you were married. You guys are still married?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course. Somebody was saying, I don't know if they're married anymore. So I was a little flirtatious. Well, you be? Come on.
So
You flirtatious?
I don't blame you, Andy.
Oh, no. Dude, I thought you weren't. Somebody on the set. You, Mike.
So Simona
Someone.
was the were you like the were you a bureaucrat essentially with the EU, right?
Hear about this.
Yeah, essentially, yes, a bureaucrat.
She was a
So
bureaucrat for the president of the EU. She worked under the president of the EU, the European Union.
Okay.
So the
And
president. She
I'm
was
not
she was
into
like she worked in the
politics.
White House essentially.
Yeah. Oh,
And
I
then
did not know
George was working on political campaigns and got dragged into the Mueller.
George Bush?
George Papadopoulos.
Oh, you.
Got
right.
dragged into the Mueller thing and went to prison. And
I did hear. This is
they-
what I heard after we were.
And they accused her of being a Russian spy.
spy.
If you were going to cast somebody as a Russian spy, would it not be her?
Oh my God. I'm rewriting it right now. Wait, what are you
let's
saying?
do Russian spy.
What's that, Simona?
Let's do the Russian spy. I was like already very happy to. The Russian spy would unleash complete potential.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so funny.
But George, I've seen you tweeting a lot now about some of the Flynn stuff and what's going on there. What is are you covering that on your podcast or what's happening?
So taking a break from the podcast now because you came to the studio, but we shut it down now, obviously because of Corona. It became a little more serious in LA than we wanted it to be. But so I'm just keeping vocal on Twitter, going on TV a couple times, and just everything is coming out the way we were talking about it. It's pretty interesting, really fascinating, actually.
Can you just give a thumbnail for people that don't know what happened to you?
Like me.
Yeah, Andy doesn't know. So tell him sort of just a brief, if you don't mind, what happened.
Although, real quick before we get into that, somebody said, Simona Papadopoulos. I finally can say Papadopolous.
Yes,
it
good.
took me since we filmed till now. Like I can say Papadopolous. I did it right.
Good.
I was like saying, "Pop went off on us." Anyway,
That's why I.
what'd you say?
You
baby?
broke up there, Simone. Say it again.
That's why I called you Joe Exotico.
This
No, but
really
she
is going to be
did say
funny.
erotica. I think
It's going to be very funny.
Oh, you're gonna see. And then
can't wait.
George. So somebody said Simona tagged you or tweeted you, and I was like, no, she's not supposed to. And I looked, and then right after you, George, retweeted it. And I'm like, what? And then right after I went to your thing, and then Trump was tweeting you.
On
and I'm
the
like,
thread.
wait a minute. Like right away, I'm like, oh, this is great. Our version is going right to Trump.
So,
Talking to Trump.
so George, sketch it out for people real quick.
All right. A screenwriter couldn't have written a better spy story than what we actually went through. Basically, it was a spy story. We all got caught up in this thing, all framed as we were, and then it's just all really coming out for the world to see. And I think that's why it really caught the imagination of not only the U.S. but the world. And everybody's following it, they're covering it, and mouths are dropping. And that's
But
probably
you were found guilty. You did a plea deal around what?
It's about lying. Like we all were apparently lying about certain things, and we got caught up in something that seems not to be what it really was, and just really looks like it's probably one of the biggest spying stories in history that we got caught up in. It's pretty.
And now Andy's getting dragged into it.
Oh, good. I can't. I have nothing to lose.
New school, not old school. This is new school.
I was going to say, by the way, I said it wrong when I was looking at your retweets. By the way, it was Trump tweeting to you. That was what was blowing my mind. Like, I mean, but I guess he tweets a lot. I heard, right?
Yeah.
But he was tweeting directly to him.
Well, you
Everything's
were
funny
a
to me.
campaign advisor, right? At one point,
What?
George, is that true?
Yeah, in a different lifetime, it seems. It seems so much has happened in the last 2 years that it seems like a different lifetime. But yeah, no. Now we're obviously in Los Angeles. Simona's doing great. She's working with Andy. The pictures looked really funny, and I think me, just like the rest of America, we're actually really looking forward to this reboot. What is it? Is it a reboot? Is it a series of Tiger King? What is it?
I said I didn't want to talk too much about it. I knew Simona.
Okay.
I thought she was going to be here, so I could have.
I told that I've been like that.
Yeah, but that's the part that is.
Don't worry, I'm a secret professional spy, and you know that in all this.
She can keep a secret.
I used to be blonde, and I changed color as every spy, and that's my job. And I can.
Stop! She's rewriting.
No.
I told you not to say anything, and now you're just blah blah blah. You know what? I'm out.
Well, where can we see this, or when do you think?
We don't know, but there's an aspect to it. Not what she's saying is not true. It's not true. She's like,
I'm lying.
So what's the deal? Tell me the truth.
well, now it might be because it's funny. I'm laughing, but no, we're not supposed to say, and we're going to, big.
Good for you.
People.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And all the other ones that you hear about, they're not. I can't talk. I don't want to crap on them. They're not real.
Well, they don't seem. I saw what you guys did on Instagram and stuff, and none of them compare. I gotta say, you guys hit it out of the park.
Yeah. So we're gonna shop it. We're shopping it. We want to get the best deal.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna let us do our thing. So we made one that I'm gonna let you see a little bit. See, this is what I'm afraid of. If I show it to her, you're gonna wait. What is she saying?
Go ahead, Simona. What's that?
I want to see that.
She wants to see it.
Which is
I'm only going to send you stuff of you only. That's it.
No, I want the one with you.
Yeah. No, me and you. Yeah, me and you. But, I mean, is she hard to deal with, George?
She keeps me in my place, put it that way, when no one else can.
How long are you guys going to be in Chicago?
I love her.
Another week or so.
All right, so we'll see you. We're having sort of technical stuff where you guys are kind of breaking up, so I'm going to let you guys go, and no doubt we will see you when you come back to town. We'll get you up here in the studio, and Andy's got more for you. Hold on.
Just why are you in Chicago, and do you still work for with Trump, or I don't know any? I'll look it up later if you don't feel like talking.
He'll tell
about
you.
Drew, can we segue Tom in too? I know he wants
I feel like if it will not.
Is that a possibility?
But technically,
your
it's
stuff is being glitchy. That's why.
Oh, because Tom knows Simona too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so let's bring. Okay, Simona. Here's the deal, Simona. When you talk, the computer's very, very glitchy. So if you talk when anybody else is speaking, we can't hear you
at all.
So I'm going to bring in another voice that's going to make it even more glitchy.
So
see, I can't hear you now. But don't leave because he wants to say hi to you. So
but when she's talking, we'll shut up.
Hopefully, with 4 or 5
just
voices.
Lean into the computer mic too when you talk, and wait till everybody else stops.
So let's bring in the great Tom Arnold. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Where's my head? Oh, this way.
There you are.
I'm on the show because of Simona. I was doing George's podcast. I went to do George's podcast, and they got in a freaking. It was my assistant Sasha's first day, and we're pulling up there, and I said, I love these guys. I got a history, and Simona. I got to call her and say hi and tell her I'm seeing George. And as a matter of fact, she's here. And I'll tell you what, these guys, boy, they lock horns.
They mix it up.
They mixed it up, and I'll tell you what, it was on, and it was the best. And she did not do the podcast that day with George and I, although he. Oh my God, she chewed so much ass that day in that house. But she said, I want to do something with you. And she said, I'm thinking about doing Drew. I go, oh my God, I love Dr. Drew, and I go back for real. Like, he's legit. We go back so many years.
Yes.
Please, whenever that happens, let me know. And, here we are with Andy Dick, who I go back for many years, and you and George, who I love. Are you staying at your mother-in-law's house in Chicago, Simona?
Yes.
Well, God, why am I not there? She loves me. I'm going to tell you something.
grandmother. You're not supposed to be nearby me.
Oh my gosh! Give Kiki a big squeeze for me. Well, give George a big hug. I'm so happy that you and Andy Dick are doing. Hey George, I love you, buddy. I'm glad that you guys are doing the reboot of the Lion King or whatever the fuck you're doing. I can't think.
Like
I love with Andy Dick. There's no funnier person in the world than Andy Dick. He's the funniest man on the planet.
I love you so much. Can I tell him our relationship, Tom? Everybody that's listening.
Yeah.
He was my sponsor, my sober sponsor.
I'm so sorry, Tom. I'm so sorry, man.
Andy's an amazing human being, amazing father, amazing talent, and look at him sitting here today, spread the good word on here, helping so many people, and I've had several sponsors too myself, buddy, and one and all that you said that, Andy. I love you.
I love
saying
you
the good word here, and Simona, you're such a quality entertainer, also. So I'm glad that you're doing the what is it?
Lion King reboot. The monster teeth, right?
Yeah.
It's
erotic
a porn. Is
monster
it
man.
Porn? Is it pornography, right?
As soon as she walks on, it feels like it.
Yeah, the monster behind you.
Who's the monster? Stop talking about.
By the way, the kids say hi. They'll probably be running in here, Simona. George and Simona spend a lot of time at my home and with my kids who love them. And people think we're adversaries. I mean, politically, George he's here's why I love that Trump has finally got on board with George, and George's book is hilarious. And I knew Trump would be like, oh, I got to think of something. I will have somebody read George's book to me. He's like, that's what we're going to do now, Spygate. And so, but I love these guys. We love you. I do urge people to vote rigorously and often this fall. And but they're good people. George, good Chicago boy, huge fan of Barack Obama in high school. That was his inspiration. You got to remember that. They're such good people, and they've been through a lot. And I'll tell you what, these guys will always be married. I'm telling you, and they have to be, because otherwise there'd be two other people suffering. They have to be together.
Hey, Tom, I am surprised. I know that George is not politically aligned with you. And the last time you and I were together, we were on stage raising money at a rock charity event, and you went, I love you, man. I just hate when you're on Fox News with those assholes.
Oh, yeah, well,
and by the way, I'm not right or left. That's the thing. I will go anywhere. I've been years on CNN. I'll just go where people will listen to what I'm talking. I'm trying to, at that point, I was just trying to help with the homeless thing. And I had no affiliation with anybody.
You've done amazing work for chemical dependency. I mean, you stand where you stand and always have and always help people. And I actually like what George. For the moment I met them as soon as he signed his Mueller deal. I met them outside a cafe here. I was with my kids a couple of years ago, and they said, hey, they wanted to talk, and I said, what? I know what it's like to be in the middle of this, and I said, let's get together. And we met up, and I talked. He said, I want you to meet my wife. And she came down, and they were telling their stories. I'm like, okay, this is going to be, because he was telling me his story, and then she came into the Soho House, and holy hell, and crazy. And then about 4 hours later, they said, do you mind if we stay here? I go, yeah, absolutely. About 4 hours later, I looked at Twitter, and she called the cops on her mother-in-law or vice versa. They were still there. And a friend of mine's like, yeah, they're still at the bar. They're taking pictures with people. People love them. They are crazy. And I was like, you know how many people, she's not from America, how many people are threatening her? What's it like for a woman who's worked her whole life around the worst men in the world, who wants to come here and meets a charming guy like George Papadopolous? And these two, and quite frankly, she's been the only person in the world that's been by his side at times, and vice versa. Yeah. And people don't understand. They think it's all in the media, in the whatever. But you know, these guys have been through a lot. Now, this stuff with Trump, that's insane because he is you know, a lunatic. But you know, these guys are certainly well intentioned, and they've been through a lot together.
But wait
and I
a
love
minute.
them, and I like when they keep talking because it's nonsense. And she does cover for her husband. She's got his back, but boy, they fight.
Yeah.
Boy, they fight. That's love. Let me tell you something.
I remember the tweet. The tweet said, the tweet that I saw when you retweeted that thing, Simona, the tweet from Trump to George said, "Good luck with your book." So maybe it hadn't come out
that
or
was
whatever.
good.
And then you said, "Thanks, Mr. President." You said, "Thanks, Mr. President." George did. I loved that. Did he
well, let me
read the
tell
book? Can you guys catch me up? What's going on? Did they not like
Look
each
at
other?
the cover up. You got to see the cover. It's like a old school, like Steven Seagal when he was thin and could lift his leg. And you know, but I have to tell you, you know, when he went to when George went to prison, you know, we filmed this. We
How
have
long did he go?
a
How long did he
documentary.
go?
It was short.
It was short. It was 11. He had 3 nicknames in prison, he told me, and he was only there 11 days. But let me say that we filmed this for a documentary, which you will see. The person that did Tupac and Biggie, it's a legitimate documentary maker, Stephanie. What's Stephanie's last name? We have a lot of stuff. And you know, it came as, I'm just in it because I'm their counselor, their relationship, because I love them. And I'll tell you, you know, they had the craziest fight on the way to prison.
Did you catch that? Did you get that for the doc?
Yes.
Yeah.
And George was sitting there. The way George was very like buttoned down, and then he gets in there, and it seems like she is a raving shrew, but then she cried. I mean, there's a softest side to her, like she wants to be. I'm sure that whatever she did in Europe with the Russians or whatever when she was a spy. But you're so you have this tender. You love him so much, and so I see that. I also see George, like he'll be like, and then you got the mother-in-law turning you into ice. What a great American story! You're just married, and your mother-in-law's like, I'm calling ice, and I feel for her too because her son, you know. The Greek mothers are like Jewish mothers. I get that. They're very close to their sons. And you're a hot, blonde bombshell. They don't plan on their sons marrying hot, blonde bombshells if they're George Papadopolous. So there's a lot going on here.
And is this? Are we going to get to watch this? I've now got all these things I need to.
We will.
All right.
We will.
Be very interesting. And is it going to harken back to the book and the story and all?
Well, the book,
It's really good.
during it, he writes a book and he's very excited. And, you know, there's a lot of interesting characters that are in his life that aren't Tom Arnold fans. And to his credit, he has never, and I would never do the same to them. There's a lot of people that are, I hate to even say this, that are not fans of George and because they say, oh, he's a Trump guy. He's all about the bad news and the Obamagate or whatever that crazy stuff is. And I say, no, here's who he is. Here's who he was. He grew up in the Midwest. He got sent out there in this business world and put in unsafe places. And you know what? Down the road, we'll talk about this. He did the best. You know, and so that's who he is. And I'm not going to. He's a friend. And so, you know.
Well, I like that.
Yeah.
But Tom, one of my gravest concerns as we peek out from this quarantine is that the political intensity could calm down a little bit, and the fact that you guys are friends to me is a very good sign. You know what I mean? You can disagree and be friends.
You know, I've known Trump for 30-some years, and I know his he is. He's a menace, Donald Trump. He's ridiculous. He's dangerous. George Papadopolous is not. And,
okay, all right, good.
You know,
I'm sure George isn't a menace.
You know, I'll give you an example of Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Joe Biden he's very old. He's forgetful, but he does not make his kids go on TV and defend him. He loves his kids unconditionally. The screw up and the hero kid, all of them. And I know Donald Trump, and I've seen him pit his kids against each other hatefully and send them out there and go out there and tell lies about me. And that's the truth. And I also don't want George to get caught up in that for Trump. Trump's actually coming to George, though. He's like, what is that deal? Because when they started out with George, the Trump people are like, oh, we don't know George Papadopolous. He's a coffee boy. And I was like, well, actually, and then people like the New York Times are like, actually, you do know him. He's one of your main dudes. He went out and met the president of Egypt for you, Donald Trump. And he's like, yeah, because George has been doing this. That was his career, traveling around the world doing this stuff. You're lucky you had him. And then finally they come around like, by the way, we do love George Papadopolous. He's so important to us. So, when you see the full story of who George is, that story is to be told. And Simona, their love story, the real story is freaking crazy. It's better than these gossip things. I mean, George has his version and Simona has her version, but the real story is insane. And so,
well, I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. I'm almost as excited about that as I am the Lion King reboot.
Tiger King. I always say, Tiger
King and Nathan Lane and Will Smith, and they're having sex with the lion.
No, that's not it. That's not how it's going to work.
No.
But
Simona, okay. They're having sex with Simona with a lion head on her.
So
no, get in here, Jada. Go. I love it.
So Tom, thanks for stopping by, my friend, and George and Simona. I'm going to let you guys too. Andy's got his band here. He's going to play some music. What, Tom?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying good. I say bye to those guys. Thank you.
And Tom, anything you want to send people to or promote or?
Listen, I have my podcast, Two in the Bush with Sasha Boggs. Sasha, she's watching my kids now, right, standing right over there. Anyway, Two in the Bush podcast. Yeah, I love you guys. Vote and stay sober. It seems easy. I'm gaining a lot of weight to this thing, but
yeah, and I guess. And as we're going to be coming out of this thing pretty soon. So everyone keep the social distancing, be diligent, and we'll be fine. I think if people do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, we will. All right, thank you,
Tommy.
guys.
Good to see
love
you,
you
man.
so much, Tom.
Tom, great to see you. Simone, George.
Simona, can't wait to see you guys both.
Thank you for stopping by. When you get back to town, we'll see you. Yes,
Okay.
yeah, I know. We're all masking up to during the break. We'll take a little break. Be right back.
Hi, Andy.
Bye, baby. Can't wait
Bye,
to
guys.
see you.
Needles have increasingly become a part of everyday life. Proper disposal is both difficult and expensive. We have the solution. Simpler, safer, affordable, and fulfills the obligation to protect our environment. A single stick with something like this means tracking down the user, it means blood test for the person's stock, it means possibly medication for an extended period of time. Needle sticks are devastating. No more. Incinerate the needle. Needle goes in this port. It's over. Done. Needle gone. We all have loved ones who use needles. Keep their home safe. Medical offices are loaded with sharps. We are using ancient technology to protect our patients, our staff, ourselves. You know what needle sticks do. You know the cost and the devastation psychologically and physically, potentially, from a needle stick. Eliminate that completely. Stop using ancient technology. Sand MIDI. It will solve your problems. Find out more at needledestructiondevice.com.
And thank you, Tom Arnold. Thank you, Simona. Thank you, George. And you never met George before now.
No. I did not know I was hiring a Russian spy. Okay. I didn't know that she was going to be so funny. I just wanted a sexy...
with an accent.
With any accent. And
it's hard to identify her as Italian too, right?
Yeah.
It sounds Russian or it sounds like Middle East, Eastern Blockish somehow.
Yeah.
Hey, Andy, did you find a Carol Baskin?
Yes, finally did. I was directing her this morning. while I was brewing my coffee, actually. And then she finally got it. Yeah, but she's great, this one.
All right, we got a lot of calls. You want to do some calls?
Yes, but I want to talk a little bit more about George, because I went quiet because, well, first of all, they were remote, and it would and I'm just talking too much. I realize that, but
it was hard. It was hard technically.
Who likes Trump? I'm neutral.
I think I'm kind of neutral too. I think Tom has Trump derangement syndrome. Like he's like preoccupied and upset by Donald Trump.
Oh yeah,
George.
I don't want to get in trouble.
No, George worked for them, and I think he's supporting.
Well, they're tweeting each other.
Yeah, I think they support each other.
He's Simona worked his DMs.
Simona worked for a socialist who was the head of the European Union. She was like the second in command under the president.
A socialist is like a communist, kind of. Right?
Kinda, but not exactly.
So that's why they thought she was a Russian.
But she's not any longer or she was never really a socialist, even though she says
a socialist.
I interviewed her once and she said, I really benefited from the socialist system. I got my graduate degree in Spain. I went to Italy for this. I went to England for that. But I'm not a socialist. So here we have lots of interesting calls here. Those of you that already hung up, I apologize. But there's a lot of crazy stuff here. Let's quickly go to some of this.
I tune out when I hear the politics. I just can't keep up.
It's so. I like the fact. Look, I just like the fact that they're all friends because they are different ends of the spectrum and pretty heatedly so. So it's really nice to see that. Yeah, Aaron, go ahead. Hi, Aaron.
Hello. How you doing?
Good, man. What's up?
Yes. Hi. How you doing?
We're good.
Hello.
We hear you.
Oh, okay. Dr. Drew, thanks for having me on. I've been a fan of yours since the '90s when you're on radio.
Pleasure.
So it's been a long time.
It has been a long time.
I do have a question for you, and the question is the corona. I'm in Chicago, by the way, and it's a large metropolitan area with a very large homeless population. Mm-hmm. And there's something that I kind of was thinking about doing some research online, and of course on Facebook, seeing memes and stuff. But the homeless population doesn't really seem to be affected a lot by it. I don't read a lot about it in the news. Once in a while I might. But the homeless population, they don't really social distance. They live outside, and they really don't wash their hands because in Chicago, every restaurant and every place to wash your hands is closed, except your own home.
So given this, so what do you suspect? What do you suspect? What do you suspect is reducing their transmission rate in the homeless? What do you imagine? What are the possibilities? Let's put it that way.
Well, either I have two theories on this, and I went to school for biomedical engineering back in the 90s.
Excellent.
And my theory is that they're either fudging the numbers, they're not telling us, like they're the forgotten population.
That's a possibility.
Or these people are very prone to disease already, and they have such immunity built up being homeless that they aren't even affected by the coronavirus.
That is another possibility. There's yet a third.
Can I guess the third?
Go ahead.
Okay.
They
go ahead. What's your third?
Well, I was going to say that they don't really touch each other, but I don't know about that they don't touch.
Well, there's
people,
actually right. So there's two other issues. One, they're not having as much contact with the general public because people pull away from them, right?
Yeah.
And they're not. The panhandling isn't happening right now because they're not even handing people money or anything. So that's one possibility that there's something epidemiological going on. But there's yet another. You need to put that 9-volt battery in your smoke detector, buddy. That's driving me a little crazy.
That was.
Yes. Oh, I know.
So
I got it. It's one of those where the battery's built in.
I know.
I got to get a new one.
I get it. But here's the thing that I think it is. A couple things. One is they're out of doors. Outdoor transmission of COVID is rare. It's rare. In China, I just saw a study of over 5,000 cases, and they only found one outdoor transmission out of 5,000. So it's rare. Now, the crazy thing about what our government has done to us, they've said, you stay inside. Homeless, do whatever you want. You people, you cities, taxpayers, you got to stay inside. And essentially all transmission is in the home and in transportation environments. So in the sun, in the open air, very unlikely to be transmitted. Okay, so I think that's a big part of the other interesting.
Does that mean that people should start to get out more?
Yes, it
rather
does.
Than being locked out.
Yes,
I'm in
it
Illinois.
does.
They just want to lock us up.
Well, it means that the
they wanna
business.
prevent-
It means that the idea of locking up the beaches in California is truly insane. And when they say they're following science, they are not. They're actually lying, because that's not science. But the other thing, it's very distracting here. We've got some technical problems with Andy. He's now gone from spinning around like a top to breaking things. The other thing I wanted to say? It's hard to concentrate here, my friend.
You were talking about the beaches.
Yeah, the beaches, the outdoor. Oh, the other thing is that there have been little outbreaks amongst the homeless when they are indoors. There have been little outbreaks, and the interesting thing, back to your theory about them being hearty, 60-70% asymptomatic. So when they do get it, they tend to be asymptomatic. Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very
Could
interesting.
I'm sorry. What's the asymptomatic? I don't have.
Asymptomatic mean they carry the virus, but they don't get sick. They don't get sick.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm figuring that they don't have as much hygiene or anything like that. I live in Chicago. I mean, I've observed the homeless people. I interact with them.
Yeah.
Usually, which I haven't been now, but I kind of see what they do and how their lifestyle is.
Right.
Kind of know. And that's what I was assuming, is that they're just prone to not getting any, or they're just not even susceptible to getting the.
They get it. In this case, they get it, but they tend not to get a bad version of it. So, Aaron, excellent stuff. Thank you. That good question. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. Andy, you'll like this in terms of deal making. Kelly has an observation. I'm all ears. Kelly, go ahead.
Hi, Dr. Drew and Andy. How are you?
We're good. What's going on?
Can you hear me?
We hear you.
Oh,
you hear us?
awesome. So I heard you make the call. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Go right ahead.
Oh, I heard you make the comment to the gentleman that CBD, the guy who was worried about CBD affecting his sobriety, and that it doesn't affect your reward system, and that's why you're okay with it. But I've used CBD. It was like a nano concentrate, and to me, it felt like my reward system was very activated. And
so two things.
What is it activating?
Well,
if it's
sometimes there may be THC in with the CBD, and I bet that's what it was. But the other thing, in the high doses, it can. So I like people keeping well below 200 milligrams, like lower doses.
Oh, I was doing like less than 10, and for me it was like a no bad days thing. Like if I take this, I feel really good. But what is it activating if it's not your brain's reward system?
Well, it usually can induce sleep, and it can for some people, they feel like they're a little less anxious without getting high. That make sense?
Okay.
But in the higher doses,
well, yeah, it does, because
I
could go to work and I would just have it was easier for me to manage stress. I just felt better. I'd also had crazy dreams when I was taking it. It was a nano concentrate. So
are you an addict yourself?
No.
Yeah, so you're sort of in the zone of what I was saying, which is that it doesn't cause you to do more. Let's put it that way, but it can relieve some symptoms. And by the way, on the other side, some people have more trouble, like they have trouble with their sleep when they try to stop it, or they get more anxiety the next day. In which case, if you're one of those people, do not continue. Are we okay here, Andy? No. Your mic's off.
I broke the whole thing.
You broke it off. How'd you do that?
Well,
hold the mic to your mouth while you're
producer over here. I was just trying to look at it now. Can you see me? It's just like,
right.
This is like me on those new NADS pills you gave me. Doink.
I gave you.
It's fine. We're all alive.
Let's put us back in Windows here.
We'll fix it later.
Put us back in the Windows. Here we are.
And then
shit happens. Okay.
Wait, I've been on doing this?
No. So, Andy,
you can just hold it. Just hold it.
Let's talk.
Sorry.
For a second. Are you okay? Everything good?
Sit up straight so that we can.
So then
see your
I
face.
was
sit up
trying
straight
to get them
closer
over
into the
here.
camera. Here we go.
I was trying to get them over.
Anything we need to go over on your notes here? Everything good?
We're good. Yeah. Let me write a new one. Get a new mic stand.
Thank you.
I was like calling him and this, and he hates me. I think your producer hates me.
My wife, producer?
No,
oh,
she
Caleb.
loves me. That guy.
I had two different headphones on, so.
He couldn't hear you. Had 2 sets of
No,
headphones
it's
on.
fine, Andy. It's just
It's not fine. Now I'm holding it.
I know,
like
you can
Well,
do it.
but here's the
know
deal.
you
I
can do
thought
it.
we'd go to some music next. So
get
so,
over
so
here.
here's the deal.
You're not going to have a mic.
Just turn it towards
I'm
us.
just kidding.
It's all right.
I literally broke it because I
It's
went
just
But now you can. But now it's up to
You
you.
didn't
You
break-
can be the mic stand. Hold it
You
over
didn't
to
break the
Tim.
mic. The
that's
mic
better.
works.
You're
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
you're right.
And
The
so I was-
mic works.
Glass
Susan,
half
please stop.
full.
Just don't
please
pull it
stop.
out. Don't
please,
pull the wire out.
Please stop, Susan. Please.
I'm pulling
Andy?
the wire. Yeah.
Good. Thank you, Caleb.
Okay,
just like any good singer, you'll hold the mic to your mouth when you're singing, and then you'll put it over to Tim when it's time.
It's weird that I can hear even when it's way over here.
It's a great mic. It's a great
can't hear
mic.
you,
Thank you to
though.
Blue Mic. In spite of Andy trying to destroy Blue Mic, thank you to them.
Well, this is perfect. This song that he's playing. I know which one he's playing.
Is this the one? Don't you need a little boing thing for this song? Isn't
Always. You got it in your guitar
I
playing.
think it's here. I think you left it here once or something. One of those
threw it out with my brain pills.
Well, the little thing, it looks like
It's
a
called
piano
a
tuner.
vibra
But
slap.
it goes boing.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It goes.
Yes. I think
It's called a
back here.
vibra
I think
slap. Vibra slap. Anyways, the only instruments I can play are the vibra slap.
The fish. Don't you play the fish too?
The fish.
Slide
Slide whistle. Yeah.
Slide whistle.
Why do you call it a fish?
No, the fish is like a wooden fish, like that you put a stick up and down and go.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's my point. The instruments that I can play, anybody can. A kazoo. Oh, I do have a kazoo. Hang on. Anyway, listen to. So Tim wrote here. I'm gonna hold it right here. Okay. Can you hear his song?
I do.
It's an
Yeah,
Irish.
it sounds really good with the microphone.
What do you call this? An Irish ditty or Irish dirge? Dirge.
Jig.
No.
Diddy.
You had a name for it. You're Irish. Remember? No. A dirge. You said something once.
What are you doing, Andy?
My backpack's stuck under my chair. And my.
Oh my gosh.
What was that?
Another set of microphones that you broke. This is the headphones that you broke. So you broke headphones and microphones.
Here's part of a slide whistle. I got that for you. Come on, it's an Irish dirt. What do you call it, Tim? Tim gets very nervous when I come on.
I know, because you beat him. I've seen you do it.
No.
I do remember. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I bring it up almost every time Andy comes around.
It didn't happen. That was fun. So Tim wrote this Irish jig. No, you called it something else. You're going to remember on the car
I'm going to
ride
look it
home.
up. Irish song.
An Irish dirge or... Are you like freaking out, buddy?
I'm waiting for you to jump in.
Are you freaking out?
No.
Well, I want to describe that. You wrote it. He wrote this part. It's like what they would sing in a bar. That's why it relates very well to what
ballads. Irish ballad. Yeah? No. Not a ballad?
Like the Tulalurai part. Tulalurai. I don't even know if I remember the words, to be honest. We haven't really performed in a while, but he wrote this, and then I wrote the lyrics, and it's about alcoholism.
Shocking.
Not every one of our effing songs is about alcoholism. I have other addictions.
I know, we got to get on to sex and relationships, which is really what takes you out every time.
Good night. I roll. Wait, no, is that the right key?
Just take me out
yeah.
of the picture. Get him. Let's just get my hand.
Just get me in.
Yeah. There you go.
I know. I roll through rocks and twisted weeds. I am so sick, slow down, and tired of me. Way slower. Gladly, kind sir, I'll hitch, because I have to remember the lyrics.
Yes.
That's why.
It's not
so
easy.
you're like all hyped up. It's like you had a coffee enema. You need one. I roll through rocks and twisted weeds. I am so sick and tired of me. Gladly, kind sir, I'll hitch a ride on your sober wagon through heather and hill. My brain's cloudy still. Blarney, please don't let me fall off. Lend me your ears, wee ones, and I'll tell you a tale of what happens to a man when he stops drinking. He starts tooraloo-ra, tooraloo-ree. I am so sick and tired of me. Tooraloo-ra, tooraloo-ree. I am so sick, and that's where we speed up. And tired of me. One more like this. Like we're in a bar, like we're in a bar, right? I am so sick and tired of me.
I've always loved the bitches of the century.
Thank you. We started the bitches of the century
20 years ago.
Well, on your on this.
Yes. Well, okay. So here's what Andy's talking about. I had, when DrDrew.com was a business.
Over 20 years ago. But,
in 1999, when internet companies were this thing, we had a TV show we would do every week. And Andy came on. You actually he had about 4 band members at the time, and he stood up and did it on a stage.
Well, I have to have 5 guitar players because they all drop out all the time.
Right.
I don't know who's.
You can actually find that video on DrDrew.com if you look it up, the classic one.
Great.
It's on the YouTube channel too.
Oh, so thank you. Oh, maybe your producer doesn't hate me.
We have it, and
you were the first one I put up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I gotta suck something later.
And I think the AIDS song is one of the things he sings in that thing, but because that was that was a wild song.
That's a good one and very hard to remember. That
yes, and the point being is that nobody saw that TV show because I kept saying, this show, there's something about this internet, putting video out of the internet, but nobody could watch it in 1999 because nobody had broadband. Isn't that crazy?
I remember somebody telling me that about your show. I said, I don't care. I've been doing his show since it's on the radio.
So we were doing it, but nobody could watch because the technology had yet got to the point where people could see stuff. And then the whole internet bubble burst, and then it took 15 years for YouTube to happen, and here we are.
Now, I don't know how you're making it look like this, by the way, but I keep thinking I'm on goddamn CNN.
You like it?
It looks like CNN.
You like the look of it?
Love it.
Yeah.
Who did it? What's his name again?
Caleb.
Caleb
Nation. Caleb Nation. You keep giving grief to today.
Caleb
is the brains behind this.
His first name is Calebation.
Caleb
with a K. Kaleb Nation. Caleb Nation.
Why?
2 words.
Your
real
words.
name.
That's my real name. It's on my
Caleb Nation.
That's why I was
born
in
it right now.
Yeah.
Your nation is gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Looks great. And I'm sorry if I was weird earlier.
Nah.
Or ever, which I always am. Shut.
Do you guys want to do a little call, or you want to do another song?
Let's do a call. Let's do a call song, call song. And thank you for letting us do this because I am so jonesing to go on stage. You've come to my shows, by the way.
Yes, I have.
I know. Yes, sometimes there's only like 20 people in the audience.
Usually the turnouts are pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Good. But when I do them weekly, in one, like in Burbank, they're like, well, we've seen I have people that come back. We do. But anyhow, little calls are good.
All right, here we go. This is a question for you. I don't know what it's about. Chris, go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Drew. Andy, it's Chris from Cameo from about 6 months ago. I asked you to do a video for me about the night I met you in Atlanta in 2007, and I met you and your brother Jeff, and you kind of threw me about a 15-minute video, and it was one of those things where you had a couple questions for me, so I kind of wanted to answer those for you. So I was not the guy who drove you and your brother around to find your old house, but I had a hell of a time that
I remember
evening,
you now.
and I hope you're doing well.
Thank you so much. I remember you.
He was not the guy that drove you around.
I remember, but I remember we were having, I think, emails back and forth or something, texts.
It was Instagram DMs. You told me to reach out on Instagram, and I did.
Good. That's what I'm trying to be safe. Who are these crazies?
Yeah, and then I didn't hear back. So when I saw your tweet about this event, I just wanted to dial in, and I'm thrilled that I got in.
You. So are you talking about that was in Roswell or wherever that was?
It was Buckhead. It was the Funny Farm in Buckhead.
Yeah, but is that near the only town I know? Is it near Roswell? Because that's where I lived, Roswell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's in North Fulton, so yeah, it's right next to Roswell, Georgia.
Okay, yeah, right.
All right, man. Thank you. Thank you for
But
saying
yeah,
that.
You're so great, buddy. Thank you. I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember.
absolutely.
Yeah. So, but we hung out. Okay, and it's still. We never found that, and not you and I, but the other guy. We never found the house on it. Yeah, whatever. I'm sorry.
And this is John. Hey, John, what's going on there?
My brother died, but that's kind of where I went. By the way,
Hold on a second, John. What did he die?
My brother died. He just died of love liquor. No, I don't think he did. I was on stage in the middle of a song like this, and in the middle of it, I put the mic in the middle. I put the mic in the stand. Oh, I have one here. Put it in the stand, and then walked off stage. And I got on the next plane to Florida because I knew he was sick and in the hospital, but multiple times he was sick and in the hospital.
Oh boy!
But I could feel it, and he died with me
of alcoholism.
Yeah, his liver. Talk about he should have had those nads.
Mm-hmm.
You're promoting. When I got there, it was like a watermelon. It was.
Oh yeah, it's
I
terrible.
said, "Oh, this ain't good."
Yeah,
I'm just gonna post up with you.
Yeah, alcoholic liver disease is no fooling, man. And women are just a reminder.
They have it.
You know, women get it much more likely than men. They're about 5 times more likely, and you can get alcoholic liver disease and not have cirrhosis too. So the question is, do you have cirrhosis or not? And it's hard to tell. Doesn't usually don't feel much. All right, sorry, John, go ahead.
Hi. I saw an article in Durango, Colorado, I believe, with a guy who got a 0.55 blood alcohol level. At some point, he tested positive for coronavirus, and they counted his death as COVID-19. I was wondering if you think there's more cases like this being counted as deaths.
I think there are, but I think you got to remember that there's it's not, they're not doing it to distort the data or to mislead people. They're doing it, they did it really for fiscal reasons. They just wanted hospitals to have access to enough resources to take care of COVID patients, so they got more reimbursement. And hospitals are in trouble right now because they've not been doing their usual care. They've just been all dedicated to COVID. And so there's a lot of financial stress. So the COVID diagnosis gave them a higher level of reimbursement. And there just is a convention. It's just a conventionality. If you die with COVID, you get counted as a COVID death. And it may not be the direct cause, but everyone knows we're doing that. So it's not like it's being distorted or hidden or anything like that. The question we need to ask is, one day, is somebody going to get the data and pull out the direct COVID deaths from the COVID adjacent deaths? And would that make a big difference in the numbers? And we don't know. We don't know right now. Are you worried about COVID? Did you freak out about it?
No, but it's been like this. It's been like ebbing and flowing with me because this girl that I'm dating, and we seem not to be doing that well, to be honest.
The relationship's not doing that well.
Right. And she was all freaked out immediately. And I'm like, baby, come on. It's just the flu. And I felt I think I had it around December.
You should get tested.
A real weird. No, I did get tested. I don't have it. But I think I did.
You got tested for antibodies? You got tested for
having it. I know you can go back and now get tested to see if you ever had it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, why should I do that, though?
Because you could be immune. You could be immune if you
think
had
I'm
it.
immune.
Yeah. You will. You have to prove it.
I walk to her house still 1.5 miles. And I see a lot of homeless people. I was going to address that other guy, by the way, because I see them and I cross the street. I don't
interact.
But there was this one guy. It was just so, I see so many. Seems like there's more.
I know.
People.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get his mask on. He was drunk and he was just trying.
But you certainly see the alcohol up on the streets, man. The alcohol's way up on the streets because the meth is down.
It is?
Yeah, so they can't get the meth.
I see. And homeless people are wearing their masks because they don't want to be thrown in jail.
And they don't want to get sick. They don't get sick either.
Is that what it is, you think?
I think so.
I mean, this guy looked like he was sick already.
And you can't get them in even when they're sick. If they say, no, I don't want help, you can't do anything. It's ridiculous. It's so bizarre.
That's weird. And so my girl was so hyper about it. And I'm like, baby, you're out of your mind. It's called mass public hysteria. People are going crazy about it. It's not real. It's in your mind. And then she got me kind of worked up about it. And then and also you and I are kind of with the same ilk, you know, where you were getting in trouble about that. I wasn't talking about it, but what do you think now, by the way?
I missed how ferocious it is in some cases. I've now cared for a bunch of cases, and it's brutal when it's brutal.
As a doctor, you have.
Yeah. It's brutal in certain situations.
In what way?
If you're over 70, 75, if you have metabolic syndrome, if you have insulin resistance, if you have antiphospholipid syndrome, if you're hypertensive, hypercholesterolemia, any obesity, man, watch out. It is brutal. So it's this whole cytokine.
What about alcoholism?
I can't say I've seen that necessarily.
Liver.
No, cirrhosis, yes, but not alcoholism per se.
Give me one symptom
factor
of cirrhosis. I'm just trying to see if I don't.
It's occult. Usually, don't really. Your legs start to swell, or you turn yellow.
My feet. I'm not kidding. I told you this last time I was here. They tingle a little.
Yeah, that can be alcohol neuropathy. That's different. You can damage the nerves in your leg from alcohol.
I don't have it in the last few months.
Be careful.
Yeah, just don't drink alcohol.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you have any, by the way?
No.
Is he still on the line?
Yeah, he's still
hey, buddy.
Well, he's still available. I mean, he's listening. But the point is that in most cases, it is like the flu, right? So in young people, stuff like that, it's just a little more contagious. But here's what I've been focusing on lately, which is that you heard me talk about earlier that there's no outdoor transmission. That is rare to have outdoor transmission.
Why is that? Because I thought it was airborne.
Because UV and sun kill it, and it's so delusional when the air just moves it around immediately.
Away, yeah.
If you're in a grocery store, it might be a different thing, but outdoor in the sun seems to be the safest place you can be. Number one.
My girlfriend was so manic about it that she would go to the grocery store. She stopped going. I had to go for her, and then she'd bring it home and spray everything that she touched with a bleach thing. Does that help?
Yeah, it does. But again, none of it is foodborne, so we don't know how safe to be. I mean, now it's also the levels are so low right now.
They are.
You don't have to be that crazy about it.
She had this cardboard box of money, and she's like, "That's my money." And I went, why is it in a box? Because I spray them.
So, well, it's not such a bad idea. Particularly when we were in the middle of it. But the fact that we're all on lockdown does not have a scientific basis right now.
So you better stop while you're ahead. You're going to get in trouble.
No, it's just the truth that the idea of lockdown was, I was just studying it again this morning. It was invented in 2006 as a result of a high school science project. So lockdown didn't exist before 2006. And this is the first time we've ever done it. And we don't know that it's superior significantly, particularly when the virus is well suppressed, to just social distancing and wearing a mask.
And it could even, now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't know what you just said. Now that I'm thinking, it could be worse because what happens is
you're indoors.
You're in lockdown. Yeah, and then
That's right.
you guys all give it to each other. Then somebody goes, well, I do have to go to 7-Eleven real quick. Boom, it's back.
That's exactly right. And so most outbreaks are in the home, and it usually affects 3 to 5 people in a single household. So it's a challenging question. Let's put it that way. And I just think we ought to start kind of moving around a little bit and see if people can maintain social distancing. I'm looking at the University of Washington data again. They've not updated it in a week, so I don't really have anything to say yet.
Can I do one more song and talk about the Tiger King, because I forgot to mention Paris Dillon, who is one of my roommates with his girlfriend Stephanie. They both worked on the thing. They actually were they're right, Mike. I wanted Mike to be on mic. Mike on mic.
You have a mic you can hand to him.
But then I can't talk.
Right. Well, that would be terrible. Well, here comes Mike.
Anyways, how was that experience working on the thing that we have not sold? So it's up for sale. We're very picky. People are coming to us, but yeah.
It seems like this is pretty funny.
It was a fun experience. I mean, the cameras were shaking when we were on you.
Because people were laughing so much. Yeah.
But I, to the point where my biggest concern about it was, well, I either want to, I want to nail it. You know, like I'm not going to do it. The Tiger King, or because I don't want to be a goofy like
cartoon version.
Yeah. Cartoon like Saturday Night Live. I really want to I want to win an Emmy. And then I kept going on the set like, am I getting it? I was so self-conscious about it. Yeah. I said, okay, I know what we're going to do now. because I couldn't get off the fact that I felt like I could. And people were doing this. No, yeah, you are.
Oh, that's never good.
And I'm like, oh no. So I flipped the script again, literally, and rewrote. And now that's what the secret that where it's like, well, I probably gave too much.
And that's when it was good. That's when it hit.
Now it's a done deal.
You're definitely winning a daytime Emmy for this. Got this.
See how they talk to me? That's my producer. The daytime Emmy. It's not going to be ready for.
I just want to see it because I'm sure it's going to be funny. Did you? Is it a reenactment of the story such as we know it, or is it a new story? Okay, new story.
A little of all of it, but I can't because why do you think I don't want to talk about?
Did you know?
The idea is so great.
Okay.
That everyone's.
I'm going to switch topic to something quick and hard. Did you know Fred Willard?
Yes, very well.
So that's sad, isn't it?
Very sad. You know, he was in my things that I directed. He was in something that I directed that you were in. I can't remember. Andrew Taylor. You were in that. Yeah. No, you were in a.
I remember being in the Andy Dick show.
Yeah,
the MTV show.
So was he. Yeah. He didn't.
Andy, here's how Andy directs. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Try it again. Try this way. Try this way. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. But I thought it was great because eventually, in 7 minutes, you'll do 30 takes.
Yeah, exactly.
And something's in there.
Well, directing you is like that because you're not doing a character; you're just doing you.
Yes.
And with other people, though, like the Carol Baskin thing today, I was saying to her while I was brewing my coffee, I'm like, do it like look at me. Because when I couldn't get the Tiger King, I shouldn't tell people this secret. You get other people to do it, and then you can hear what they're hearing, and it's easier to do when you hear someone else do. So then I was doing it for her, the Carol. I'm like, hello, all you crazy cats and kittens. You know, like, and then she hears what I'm hearing, and then because she's a woman, and she nailed it this morning, this girl.
Do you know somebody named Craig?
Maybe, probably. Oh, there's a guy named Chris, and he also goes by Christine because I guess he's pan.
We have a Christine on our thread here once in a while. Shows up.
Yes, bring her up because she wants to talk to you, and I promised her that we would.
Okay.
But let's the
Craig?
very first song that Bitches the Century did, we did on Howard Stern. Can I do a little snippet?
Go ahead.
Gotta be louder when you Little brown ring, thank you for your smile. Little brown ring, you're cramping up my style. I see you in the dark, leaving your brown skid mark. Little brown ring, you're quite a nasty treat. I can stop there.
Keep going.
Trepidation at sunset and vine. I needs me a vacation where that sun don't shine. Sorry. That old yellow moon and me are gonna have ourselves a fling with your tiny, tight, white, and outside little brown ring. When we go on. That was our first one we ever did. We did it on Howard Stern, and it was with Andrew Sherman.
Did Howard like it?
Loved it.
Yeah.
And Andrew Sherman wrote it about little black bugs. It was about his cockroaches, and then I just said, I'm just gonna make it about a butthole. You know,
well, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, you know. All right, let's talk to Craig, who's your friend. Ready? Here we go. Hey,
Get ready to hang up.
Craig, what's going on?
Hey, brother. You know, as Andy gets older, you guys are looking a lot more alike.
I don't know who that's bad for or good for. I think he's
I don't know if
handsome.
that's ironic or I owe someone an apology. Mostly you, Drew. But
I think our coloration is the same, and our head. Look at the picture here, and our head shape is sort of the same.
I think we look effing great.
We both wear glasses.
Wait, is this Craig Mercado?
Yes.
Okay, hi. I recognize your voice, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I saw you on. So I figured this is a perfect opportunity because Andy, you and I have had a number of conversations over the years. But I thought, what a perfect opportunity to ask Dr. Drew a question while you're there, because I've known Andy for maybe 7-8 years now, and I live in Oregon, so we're not nearby. But we come in contact every now and then. We talk a lot here and there. But so Dr. Drew, as someone who's known Andy and has been involved with him.
Wait, I'm going to guess
through
your
a lot
question.
of highs.
Let's stop.
Andy wants to guess the question.
Let me guess. I think your question is, should I get back in business with him or not?
No.
Okay.
I have never abandoned you, my friend.
No, you never did.
My question to Drew is, there have been a number of times where Andy's been going through lows, or even casually posting videos or pictures of him drinking or being drunk, or even if it was just alcohol, and I don't know whether it was just that or not. My problem is that being at a distance and being more of a casual acquaintance, what is the best way to me to be able to be of assistance?
Yeah.
Without being
buy me a drink.
I can't drag him out the door. I'm not his dad.
Right.
And I'm not directly involved in a lot of ways, but at the same time, I'm also wanting to be as helpful as I can.
All right. So let's talk. Let Andy and I talk about it. Hold on. So
I already know what you're going to say, but
well, no, you don't, because I'm not really sure what I'm going to say, except to say that all Craig can really do is he can go to Al-Anon. He can let himself be available to you and let you know he's available. And he is not much else he can do. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So take your mic.
That's how you have been
right.
with me.
The problem with you, but let me tell you, the problem with you, Andy, and this is the problem, and this I want Craig to hear me talk about this.
It's weird that I have to go to the bathroom right when you're telling me my problem.
It's not so weird. You go so far off the rail that you scare me and everybody else. And it gets dangerous. Yeah. It gets dangerous, right?
Yeah.
And so we, meaning like me and the Craigs and my wife, people that love you, start talking about how do we get the cops involved? How do we go get him? What do we do?
Which you have multiple times. Yeah.
Right, which we've done, and it usually doesn't work. It doesn't do very much.
I'm like, hi, you left the light on for me.
I know.
Thanks, guys.
Right, there's not much they can do.
I know them all now.
Right, you're allowed to drink yourself to death, but no.
It's sad. You're right, though.
That's true. And I don't mean that pejoratively. I mean, that's just the fact in this country.
Them's the facts, Jack. Talk to my brother, Jeff Dick.
Right,
and
exactly.
Just beer.
Yeah.
Just Bud Light.
Yeah.
Jeff Dick.
But when we send the cops in, at least we feel like, okay, he's okay at the moment. We've checked up on him. We've done everything we can.
It's called a drunk tank.
If they take you, which they usually don't. They usually don't. So Craig, that's the only piece that's a little different with Andy, because he does get so, I don't know if you have that feeling I have. I get frightened, and I'm worried for him. And if you can get him on the phone, that's always good. Though he never remembers it, and he will not treat you well when you get him on the phone.
Yep.
Andy, you don't treat us well when we get you on the phone.
My thing has always been, like we've, and Andy knows, we've work together a little bit and try to work together a bunch more, and you think everything's going great and he sounds great, everything's great, and then it's not great all of a sudden.
Well, it's usually I will tell you, and he knows I feel this way, that it's usually relationships that take him out, and until he straightens that stuff out,
right.
Until you straighten that out, you're always going to be at risk.
Well, here's how I straightened it out this time, I think. Because you think I wake up every morning and go, how am I going to screw my whole life up today? I don't.
I know you don't. In fact, you do quite the opposite. You do quite the opposite. You lived in a place for years on a sober
2
living.
years.
You did everything you're supposed to do, but the relationship part was ongoing, and I kept telling you this. You're not going to maintain it because of that.
I fell in love with people in the sober living to a point where I had to get my own little house on the beach alone. And I still had people come, anyways, I could go on and on about falling like that, but
it's hard. It's really hard.
That's my thing now. Alone.
Yeah.
Alone.
It's hard.
So what I'm hearing is that saltpeter is the best solution to the problem.
No. It's saltpeter. He wants to put you on androgen blockade, so you don't have a sex drive.
No. No. I can just watch porn occasionally, and then I'm gonna try to live with somebody that I'm not like in love with sexually.
Good. It's we all love Andy. It's easy to love Andy, and that's the challenging part, Craig. So keep available, keep after him, and he has long periods of time where he does really, 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 really well.
I mean,
he works when he does, he works very hard at it.
I do, and my thing about that is, get me now, because that window of opportunity closes.
Jesus, what's going on?
Hurry up.
What's going on? What's happening?
We're done. It's over.
The window's closed already?
No, the show's in.
Oh, I know, but I could keep talking to you for
okay.
long.
I know. We could talk all day and night. You're always so busy.
No, I'm really not. I'm stuck on quarantine.
I know. I love this, by the way. I'll come on every week. Look at it. I'm not kidding. It looks like CNN.
I know. They do a great job. Right?
Who does? So it's really Caleb.
It's Caleb, and then Susan produces
I want to join his nation. Can I get a visa?
He can help you. He can help you. He does a lot of great stuff. I'm looking through the restream.
We'll do a song while you look through them.
Okay.
This is a great one because we were just talking about police. I wrote this song because I've been to jail so many times. I only go for like hours or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, you wrote it down. No. And you wrote the music, right? Or no? Yeah. But I wrote. He always writes the music, or Dan Tino, or Mark Foster actually wrote some. Don't really talk about him.
That's crazy. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I don't talk about it because he doesn't want me.
Right.
Whatever. And then Andrew Sherman and Paris Dillon, who I'm living with, who is in The Lion King. Paris plays the guy, one of my husbands. And he
has the teeth all messed up. Yeah.
It looks like we got the actual guy.
Yeah.
Like that's basically why I kept thinking, I'm not landing it, because Paris is perfect. He's like spot on. So then, how's this one go?
God, I just can't remember. It's been so long since we played it.
So, do you remember the words at all? Because what are the words? What's the words? I can't hear you.
That's the only part I remember.
Oh. I'm on vacation. Like, remember, it goes like, I'm on a vacation.
I can't remember. We haven't played it in 10 years.
Why'd you write it down then? It's like I'm on a vacation, permanent vacation in striped sunlight.
Yeah, that's the chorus. What's the verse?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Look it up real quick.
Now we all really want to hear it.
Look it up real quick on your phone. Look up striped sunlight.
It says, hilarious when Andy brought 12 people to Bobby Lee's house. What happened?
Okay. I broke my arm. My assistant. We talked about this already.
Yes.
But I broke my arm.
Someone
my
tried to hit
assistant at the. Yeah, he tried to punch me in the face, so I blocked it, and I got what's called a police break. It's like when you raise your arm to block your face, and they hit you with their baton. It was his fist that was hard, just as hard as a baton, and it broke. Play it in the background so I can hear it. And then broke it in two and got put on Vicodin. And I I was already doing okay, not that well. The Vicodin just threw me over the edge. And then I was on Bobby Lee on lots. I took all the Vicodin within a week. Supposed to have it for a month or something.
Oh boy.
And so I was on there, but I was having a good time. I was laughing and funny. And then I think I was trying to get other illicit drugs, which is very hard for me to do because I can't even really walk into a bar anymore. I go into a bar and they're like, aren't you supposed to not be drinking? Every bar I go into. Thanks, Dr. Drew.
Mission accomplished. It's good. Sorry.
Striped sunlight. And then, so people started coming to Bobby. He actually moved.
Out of that apartment?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He bought a house, though. I think he was already going to. But, like, he's got the most.
Did you ever hear his stories?
Yes. Oof. Where he crapped his pants, liquid, and went down his leg during the live Mad TV.
Where his mom was chasing him in a field with the car, bouncing around he saw the front of the car going over fields. His mom was chasing him.
He's funny and so nice, and I've really grown close with him and grown to love him, and he's kicking ass too.
Good. His girlfriend is really lovely also.
Hot as hell, yeah. And did you find the song? It's called Striped Sunlight. Just play it so I can just hear a second of it. And then maybe come over here. God, my voice. But can you go from the beginning? I need to hear the first.
Thank you, Jim. I'm reading your restream while Andy's getting ready. Tom Cigars, I've been enjoying your comments.
Starting in the middle. Go on Spotify. Or YouTube. I would just see YouTube.
Bobby relapsed recently, somebody's saying?
No. Is that true? That would
After
be
his
very...
father's death, they said.
Oh, no, I should reach out to...
Please
The
do.
thing is any of my friends watching this right now, please text or call me, because when I had a bad time 6 months ago, I broke 2 phones in a row. Somebody got into my phone. They erased everything. Susan knows. She has a story about it where she was calling me. I'm like, I don't know you. Shut up. And
Who
don't
are
call.
you? Don't ever call me again. I hate you.
Because everybody was calling me, and I'm like, who are these people? Somebody erased my whole
life.
Cloud. Yeah, the cloud. My whole life. I erased my whole life. I did.
Well, I know Bobby and I had some long talks about some tune-ups in his program he needs to do. So, but he's also a very serious guy about
we should talk
about his recovery.
Take one more. Well, I really do.
All right. You gonna go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap it up. We can wrap
it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Sorry I didn't get all the calls here. I apologize. And Restream, you guys were great, but it was not really a COVID type show today. It was sort of personality driven, as we say. Artie Lang, is he having trouble again? Steve Jones, tell me that, because Artie's been doing really well for quite some time. We're wrapping this up. Anything from your standpoint?
Silk.
Everything good? Any plugs we should be doing?
My life. No, my doctor. Smoother than silk.
Two in the Bush, is that right? Two in the Bush, Tom's podcast.
And a box of milk. Dancing in striped sunlight. Yeah, I remember now. You can get it. You can get it on Spotify. Because I don't have it in my head. Yeah, we should rehearse before we go on.
Somebody's saying Artie is MIA.
No, again?
Yeah, I hope not. He's been doing so well. But
Really?
yeah.
I'm going to be MIA in the bathroom. I can't hold it.
All right, hold on. So Cameo, Andy Dick.
Please go out and buy Cameo.
Get your microphone.
Please, it's just go to cameo.com and buy a Cameo from me. That's how I put macaroni and cheese in my stepdaughter's mouth.
And how about how about Meg? Should we go to her website?
Oh, Meg is in the Tiger King.
Of course she is. She's a great comedic actress.
She's so funny.
She's so
in this
funny,
too.
yeah.
Everybody's saying, "Oh my gosh, she's a natural," and she's so funny. And I don't want to tell you what she plays because it's not like Carol Baskin. That's all I can say.
She's a brilliant comedian. What's her Instagram? Meg Dick?
No, it's Meg's Dick because somebody had Meg Dick.
So it's Meg's Dick.
Meg S. Dick.
Got
So
it.
because her middle name is Sage.
What's that?
Meg's Dick.
I know. Andy, go pee. We'll see you. Everyone,
I'm like,
be careful.
he's
With
wrapped
those,
up.
be careful with those, please.
He tied it in knots now, so.
Take the knot off.
Okay, thank you very much.
Close this
He's fine.
show
He's fine. He's
out.
fine. Andy Dick on Cameo. Social distancing, everybody. Well done. Fox 11. I'll be there tomorrow night at 7 Pacific time. Also with Christina P. and Tom Segura at your mom's house on After Dark. And thank you to Andy. Also to Tom Arnold. Two in the Bush. Is that what they call it? His podcast, Two in the Bush. And also check out George Papadopolous' podcast, and of course Simona Mangiante. We appreciate. We'll see them here. We will continue to do our daily streams, and probably is Andy having a fight back there with somebody? It sounds like he's actually having a fight. Is it? So tomorrow, what time roughly are we going to be in here? Okay, I'm saying probably tomorrow about 2 o'clock tomorrow. 2 o'clock tomorrow. PJ from the Veterans Association. Oh, somebody from the Veterans Association, and Darren Prince will be with us as well. So we're going to do a little charity work tomorrow, and we'll talk. We should have an update for University of Washington tomorrow. So there should be some interesting graphs and data to look at, as you recall, we all agreed that Georgia would be, and I use these words and I will continue to use them, our canary in the coal mine. They picked exactly the wrong time to open up, and yet it looks like they're going way down rather quickly. So whatever it was, that was good. Thank you to Burcom for the device. I can take Andy's temperature at a distance. 97.2. Well done. Put your mask on, my friend. Let's all, if we're going to be close again, put our masks on. And we're still on. I'm just saying goodbye to everybody. And anything else you want to say, Andy, before we go?
I've always loved you. I always look up to you.
Thank you.
I always come to you for help. And I'm coming to just have fun. I miss you as a person too.
I know.
We have these like ups and downs where we're just friends.
Yeah.
And then you have said, you're the one that pointed it out. You're like, okay, I'm your doctor now, so I'm not going to be treating you like a friend.
Right. And then we got off that.
Yeah.
And
then you're like, oh, now we're
friend,
friends.
Except I have some knowledge and some experience,
yeah.
and you scare me sometimes, and I bring that to bear.
Stop saying I scare you. That's
you
good.
You do. Oh, be that as it may, we are going to be here tomorrow. We thank you all for joining us. Andy, thank you, and thank you to our guest today. Thank you for your calls.
I love all
love
you
too.
guys.
We'll see you.